Courage is risking the known for the unknown, the familiar for the unfamiliar, the comfortable for the uncomfortable. You never know whether you'll be able to make it or not. It is gambling, but only gamblers know what life is. Hey guys, it's Poker Mindset and Performance Coach Adam Carmichael here. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the importance of courage and how you, as a poker player, have a lot more courage than the average person, and how you can utilize that to keep taking on challenges, keep taking on risks that are going to push you even further forward. Now, what is courage? Courage is the ability to feel fear and move into it anyway. The coward and the courageous man have a lot in common. They feel the same fear, but the coward lets the fear define them and they move away from it and they let the fear guide their decisions. Whereas the courageous person feels the same fear, but they move ahead anyways. They push the fear to one side and they move ahead. And I want to talk about, to be a poker player, how much uncertainty there is. Even the decision to take on poker for a career makes you an exception. It makes you an exception to the rule of someone who plays it safe and seeks certainty. So when I first started playing poker for a living, I booked a one-way flight to Thailand with some friends, and we decided we were going to play poker for 3 months as a little bit of experiment. Now, there was so much fear, so much uncertainty, so many unknowns. My friends thought I was crazy, my family thought I was crazy, everyone thought, like, what are you doing? This makes no sense. But I followed my instincts that, you know what, I'm just going to go for it. There's so many uncertainty, but I'm going to go into the fear, I'm going to step into the fear. And that was my first decision. That was my first growing up phase of seeing if I could do what I wanted to do for my life. And not knowing at the time, that was a big decision point. If I hadn't made that decision and sat at home going, I don't know if I've got what it takes, I'll just debate on it, I'll think about it, I would never have done it. I would never have known. I probably wouldn't live the life I do today because I wouldn't have took the risk. So all of you guys who are playing poker full time will have a similar story. You decided to go against the grain, turn down the secure job, the secure lifestyle, get ridiculed probably by friends and family, no one understanding what you do, and you went into that fear anyway and goes, you know what, I'm going to follow my passions, follow my dreams, I'm going to actually see if I've got what it takes to play poker. That makes you an exception. That makes you a very courageous person. Now, I've been reading a book at the moment called Courage by a spiritual teacher called Osho, and it's made me really examine how important it is to have courage. And the thing is, we're all very similar. We all feel fear. Fear is always going to be there, but it's those who can step into the fear that have the growth. Those who can feel the fear and do it anyway. A very cliche thing to say, but it's so true. We've got to feel the fear and step into it and still move ahead, even though fear is there. And that's what courage is. That's what growth looks like, to step into the fear. Now, if you step into fear over and over, you take on new challenges consistently throughout your life. You feel the fear, but you step into it. Feel the fear, but step into it. Feel the fear, but step into it. Eventually, you become fearless because you see fear as a signaling to move forward. Fear becomes the guide. There's a book called The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday, which is the same concept. The fear becomes the way, and you move into it, and you become stronger every time you take on challenges. So today I'm going to share with you 3 lessons I've learned about courage, which will hopefully inspire you to act even more courageously going forward, continue to take risks, and continue to push the boundaries of what you're capable of. Lesson number 1, no effort is ever wasted. All efforts contribute to your ultimate goal of growth. When you walk the path less traveled, like being a poker player, taking on challenges, often we have setbacks. We put lots of effort in and it doesn't get rewarded. We grind, we study, we put all this work in, and it doesn't come back to a financial reward in the short term. And this can lead us to feel cheated, like I've wasted my time, I've wasted my energy. A lot of people say to me, Adam, is it worth my time and effort to move up stakes? Is it worth my time and effort to do this certain behavior? And my question is, always, how much growth will it lead to? If you failed at the ultimate objective, would you still be growing? Would you still be improving? Would you still be getting better? And if the answer is yes, then the time's not wasted. The time's not wasted because you're ultimately getting better. And when we're taking on challenges, whether it's poker, whether it's starting a business, there's so much uncertainty, it's scary, and we're going to feel like we're wasting time at certain points of that. But you've got to know that if you're growing, time's not wasted. You're getting better, you're taking on challenges, and every time you fall and rise, that's a signal of growth, and that's the way you get better and can take on an even bigger challenge next time round. Lesson number 2, commit as many mistakes as possible, remembering only one thing: don't commit the same mistake again. If you're willing to fail, you're willing to make mistakes, but learn from them, you will consistently be growing. A lot of people don't like making mistakes. They don't like being bad at something. They don't like learning things where you have the feedback loop of failing at it because it makes them feel inadequate. But if you can get past that, if you can just commit to making mistake after mistake, failure after failure, but you learn from them so you're not repeating them, you're not stuck in this loop of constantly doing the same behaviors over and over, you'll be growing at a really, really fast rate. So your goal is to fail fast, learn from those failures, and treat every failure as a thing that makes you stronger. So the way I look at it, every time I go to the gym, I try to get to muscular failure at the end of a session, at the end of a set. And the reason is, once that muscle fails, it's going to grow back stronger. It's going to grow back stronger, and it's going to rise to the occasion. So for you guys, how many failures have you had recently? How many challenges have you took on which have made you fall flat in your face? If you're not failing, you're not growing. So think about that. Think about how you can challenge yourself to step out of your comfort zone and take on challenges that push you a bit further. And the third lesson is, don't cling to any certainty. Life is uncertain. Its very nature is uncertain. And an intelligent man always remains uncertain. I'm going to read out a quote now directly from the book Courage by Osho, because I think it's so profound. It says, "A person who is alive, really alive, will always move into the unknown. There is danger there, but he will take the risk. The heart is always ready to risk. The heart is a gambler. The head is a businessman. The head always calculates. It is cunning." You've got to follow your heart. You've got to follow your instincts. You've got to follow your gut when it comes to chasing your dreams and taking on challenges. And if we always use our brain, our calculated and logical stuff, we're always going to calculate that, fear is not worth it. Uncertainty is not what we want. The brain wants certainty. It wants to create constructs that allow us to predict what's going to happen next. In the very nature, life is unpredictable. Life is unknown. If you're living life to your fullest potential, it's going to be scary as hell. But in that fear, in that those unknowns, that's where life is truly lived. That's where you truly become the person you can be. That's where you live in the moment. You seek thrills, but you also try to push yourself to the boundaries, and you feel the fear daily, weekly, and you push through it. And I want you guys to be thinking about this concept. Are you, as a poker player, you're unique already. You're fierce. You overcome fear. You take on uncertainty every single day you sit at the tables, where most people can't. Most people have dreams, aspirations that they'll never get round to because they can't get past their fears of uncertainty. So you're an exception. But where are you not pushing yourself right now? Where can you be more courageous? Where are you feeling fear right now, where you can step into, know that if you actually did take the action to step in that fear, there'd be growth on the other side? And it is a very cliche kind of statement that feel the fear and do it anyway. On the other side of fear is growth, but it's so true. When we get rid of that certainty and we replace it with uncertainty, unknowns, that's where life is lived. That's where you reach your full potential, and that's where life gets super exciting. So I want to end this video by giving you poker players a massive virtual high five and saluting you for being courageous and taking on poker as your occupation. It's a scary thing to do, and I want to challenge you guys to be more courageous. So let me know in the comments what you're going to do after watching this video to be more courageous, to step into the fear, something that you've been holding back on, to continue that growth and continue moving forward. Thanks for watching this, guys. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. There's going to be plenty more coming from me very soon.